Alright, this time with a microphone. Alright, trying this again. Oh, move that. What was I doing? Ital V. Already moved some of the stuff. Charms. One of these might be broken. Let's see. Skillers. Let's make sure that this skiller is not a dupe. Okay, it looks like it's fine. Yeah. Because Atma didn't close correctly. Elemental. Okay. Then Maxers, which is any charm that adds to maximum damage. Okay, and then all other charms. Okay, and then socket fillers. Let's go ahead and do the jewels. Jewel of Frigidity. Okay, and then I'll do the runes. Runes A through E2. Oh yeah, I stopped crafting with Eld runes, so there's going to be a lot of Eld runes. I will probably at some point cube these runes up to try rolling spirit rune words, potentially. But maybe not. That is a lot of cubing. Then F through R2. Right. So this is part of the experience of if you collect lots of items. Playing old versions is click and drag because there is no Go Mule before 1.10. So you don't have a searchable stash, and you don't have multi-select. So you have to pick each item individually. And since I pick lots of consumables, that makes a lot of items that have to be picked individually. Okay. Gems. Amethyst 4. And again, all of these gems, every tier and every color can be used as a consumable somewhere. Except for maybe like flawed skull. I think maybe has to be cubed up. But everything else has some sort of cube recipe that I can use it in. I think that's correct. Maybe flawed amethyst and flawed diamonds also have to be cubed up? Maybe. Okay, flawless. And then I'll check for perfect. There shouldn't be any, but there could be some by accident. Alright, let's look for perfect. Perfect skull and nothing else. Okay. Diamond. 4. Oh yeah, I guess that's better. Diamond, then flawed diamond. So I plan to sort 3 of the stashes. So let's see, that'd be B, U, and T. And then that will be enough for today. Which will take about an hour and a half probably. And then unfortunately, I do have work tomorrow. On Saturday. And also, I have poison ivy. Seems to be a common occurrence. There's 2 properties I work at that have really bad poison ivy infestations. Flawless diamond. That was probably pretty loud. That was my cup, which has apple milk in it today. Okay, emerald. 4. Shipped emerald. Emerald Lagasse. The chef. Emerald Legacy. Not a chef. I think he was the one that said like bam whenever he finished a recipe. I don't know. He was on before I had access to cable TV, so I didn't watch Food Network yet. Flawless Emerald. Hmm. Well, at least I get to sleep in an extra hour tomorrow. When I say get to, I basically don't even have a boss right now. So I suppose technically I could go in whatever I want, but Ruby. Mm. Oh, you can't hear. I was trying to see if I could zoom in on the mouse click and drag so you could hear it. But I guess the noise gate probably keeps it out. I don't know. Whatever that means. Okay, and then regular Ruby. Okay, sapphire. The best color. Oh yeah, there's only one because I use them when I reach 1,000. One stash, I mean. I was looking for a Sapphire 4 and I was like, wait, what? Where did it go? But there never was such a thing. There's just sapphires. Whenever I get 1,000, I roll with a level 19 character. Attempted rare mana after each kill rings with magic find and increased attack or increased cast speed. Okay, and then regular sapphires. I wonder if I'll reach 1,000 from, once I've sorted all of them. I hope so. I like the idea of rolling more of these rings. Generally, it's actually a soul-crushing endeavor because you don't get the result you're looking for. Last time I did it, I think I expect 5 rare rings for 1,000 attempts, and last time I got 1. So that was pretty bad luck. Skull 32. No. Skull 3. Yes. Excuse me. There's less flawless skulls than other flawless gems because I use the gem shrine to make perfect skulls. And my map had 2 shrines, or maybe 1.5 shrines. So 2 chances to make a gem shrine. 1.5 because one of them would sometimes spawn as a health or mana shrine, and also it would sometimes spawn as a well. Are there any? No. Good. Checking if I accidentally had any perfect skulls in this stash. The perfect skulls have their own stash. P skull. 609 currently. These will probably be used to roll jewels in 1.08. I think that's likely to be the most interesting way to use them. Yeah, probably. Okay, topaz 4. Last time I had poison ivy really bad, it was all up and down both of my arms. This time it's like all over my body, so that's kind of annoying. Let's see, have I done anything interesting since the last stash sorting stream? No. Alright. Good talk. like the trab runs. Thank you. I think I forgot to put them all in the playlist. D2, yeah, I actually finally purchased D2R, but I bought it to play a mod, Eastern Sun, and then they had changed Eastern Sun a lot. And then I guess after 30 days, it asked me to log into Battle.net to like re-up my subscription or whatever. And so then I uninstalled D2R. So now I just play, you know, Lord of Destruction and also non-expansion, so classic. But yeah, a lot of people play PD2 or what's the other one? Path of Diablo? I think Project Diablo 2, from what I've seen, seems to be more popular. Alright, I tell you. So this is sorting all of the items, mostly consumables, that I picked up. Homunculus. During the 5,000 Travancore runs. I had like 10 and a half stashes. I've sorted now 4 total. Shaft stop. Okay, sets. Trangools is good for the fast run walk. Okay, rare. Set. Rare. Unique. Yeah, I don't want that. Delete. Summoning. Delete. I can't really see ever using this over Shaco. 1 sorceress. Alright, that one I'll put in need sockets. Where you at? Alphabetical order. Okay, that one. Have you D2 stash organizer? No, I have not. It probably doesn't work with old versions, but I don't know because I haven't heard of it. I use GoMule for anything 1.10 plus, and it's really good at, you know, sorting everything and letting you search for items by modifiers or their name, stuff like that. But the 1.07 items, this Atma V or Atma 5, is really bad at, see, 3 fireball, 3 fire 3 fire skills, 2 fire mastery. If this had increased cast speed, it would have been like Omega good. But instead it's just like a 6 fireball, 5 fire mastery. Was that? But no, I have not heard of D2 stash organizer. I've heard of Atma, GoMule, and Pluggy. And mostly this is me moving consumables into stashes named after the type of consumable. That's pretty much what's going on here. Oh, I should have done the rings and amulets before closing all those. Amulet. Okay, this is going to go in the one called amulet. Okay, set. This is going to be Tal Rasha's. Okay, rings. That's going to go in the one called rare. What? No, that's not where that goes. I don't even want this. Delete. Do I want this? Delete. I don't know if it works. Yeah, 1.14. Most programs are made for 1.10 plus. So, when anything after version 1.10, when they added all those rune words. Let's see, socket filler, charms. Skillers. Over 100 skillers. And there is no, what's it called? Every skiller has to be found. I can't roll skillers with perfect gems in this version. 1.07 is where these items are from. Because when you use the 3 perfect gem recipe to re-roll magic items, they get item level 1. Maxer. Which will be any charm with maximum damage. Like that. +9, +9, +4. And then all other charms go in this conveniently labeled charm. And these, all this garbage that I'm doing here is items from 5,000 high council runs. Let's see, jewels. You'd think I would find these things more easily, like the stashes, because they're alphabetically ordered. Nope. I still have to hunt for them. No idea. Alphabetical order, and English is my first language. And basically my only language. Spanish like a toddler, probably. Except it's less like a toddler and more like very specific subjects. Like how to work in a grocery store. I know that Spanish. Okay, runes. F through R. And unfortunately for my wrist, I pick every rune and every gem because they can all be used for something somewhere. R, so RAL is included. And these are not every item that you see here will be from the 5,000 council runs. The stashes that I'm dropping things into had other stuff already. Okay. +2. Such a wonderful name. Rune S+2. what's the word I'm looking for? Intuitive naming conventions. Yes. Amethyst 4. And I put 1,000 gems in each gem stash before starting the next number. So when this reaches 1,000, then I'll start Amethyst 5. And that's true for every color of gem. There's a recipe in 1.09 for the 3 chip gems. There's a recipe in 1.10a, so a beta version of 1.10. For, I think it's like chipped normal and flawless or something like that gems. There's recipes in 1.07 and 1.08 for every tier of ruby, topaz, emerald, and sapphire. And then, of course, perfect skulls. So in general, that's what all these gems will be going towards. There's also a recipe that I probably won't do, which is very expensive. Prismatic amulets. So 1 perfect gem of each color. And an amulet makes, in 1.07 and 1.08, it makes an amulet that can spawn as magic, set, rare, or unique with plus to all resistances. And each resistance is rolled individually. Up to 36, and then poison I think is up to 72. And so for people who like to roll that recipe, kind of the holy grail item is the prismatic Tal Rasha's amulet. But for me, I think that's too expensive. Too many consumables used for an item that, while cool, I won't actually use personally. So that would be the kind of thing that I only go for if someday in the far future my full-time job is playing Diablo 2, which I do not expect to happen. That'd be cool, but exceedingly unlikely. Diamond. So this is a click and drag simulator. Nope, not emerald. Flawless diamond. Okay. Check for perfect. Skull. Skull. Okay, good. Emerald. 4. But yeah, if for 1.14, I use GoMule, and it works really well. It has search functions. It allows you to pick up multiple items at once. You don't have to click and drag. You just like click it, and then it stores it on the cursor. And you can store multiple items on the cursor. But also, I haven't played 1.14 in quite a while. I've been stuck in the past. I did the 522 rare rings in 1.06. I have since done 58 more. And before that, I did a bunch of stuff in 1.0. And I've also done a bunch of stuff in 1.07. Notably, in 1.0, I did 300 hours of Cocoon Touch and Gamble. Oh, that's it. Rubies. Which is basically twice as much time as I spent to do 5,000 High Council runs. So that's a pretty big commitment. And I actually liked it, which is kind of scary. Touch this object over and over and get the same exact result over and over. Forever. Alright, no problem. You got it. This is gaming. Oop. Okay, let's go grab perfect skulls. There you are. Oop. Okay, 643. Sapphire. I'm really hopeful that I will reach 1,000. Not necessarily in today's sorting, but once everything is sorted. Then I can do a crafting stream. I have previously done 3,000 attempts of the sapphire cube recipe. And so this would make 4,000. Thank you for the hearts. It's bizarre to me, but only slightly, that more people show up for stash sorting than for actual gameplay. Let's see. Yeah, that's all the sapphires. Okay. Skull. Okay, I need to be careful because I'm gonna reach 1,000 here. Then I don't know why this one is called Skull 32, but that's next. Instead of Skull 4. Weird. Alright, 1,000. That one's full. It's not actually full, but I stop at 1,000. These items are stored as a text file, basically, and 1,000 is a nice round number at which it starts taking a significant amount of time to load. See? That was like more than a full second. On a SSD hard drive. So it's a pretty long text file. It has all of this information for each item in it. It also stores which order they were dropped into the stash in, and then loads them in that order. Okay, Topaz 4. Okay. So yeah, by the time I finish the next stash, it will be about 9 o'clock, which is an hour past my bedtime. So I'll probably stick to just doing 3, with this being the second one. And that would leave like 4 and then a partial one left to finish off. I'll probably use one of those to just do this process as a video instead of a stream and throw that in the Time Traveler's Infinite Grind playlist, where I show various targets and why to run them, which items to look for, stuff like that. At least I think that's what I put in there. It's been a while. Look. Apple milk. Simply brand apple juice mixed approximately 1-to-1 with milk. Tastes pretty good. Alright, 0 items, which means I pulled everything out of it successfully. And next one. Ital tea. Let's see. Armor. Any shield. This one. Is there a reason why I have this? Probably because Larzuk might be able to give it 4 sockets. And so it could make an interesting competitor for Herald of Zakarum, maybe, I guess. That's probably why I have it. I don't know if it could actually compete that way. Okay, unique. Wall of the Eyeless. Needs sockets. Let's go ahead and leave this open. Okay, and then set. This one's not full, so I can put some set items in here. Thunder Gods, which is way worse than the modern one. Gloves, that's going to be rare, even though it's a crafted item. Mage Fist, another rare. Circlet. Oh yeah. Where do I want to put this? Itam Z. What's that? Okay. Needs sockets. Okay. 5 Hurricane. Required level 30. Let's see. 5 Hurricane and 5 Armageddon. No, 4 Armageddon. Required level 30. 5 Armageddon. 5 Shockwave. 5 Fissure. 5 Armageddon. Okay. Okay, we'll close that. Close that. Weapon. Humongous. Oh, lightning. Either that or it was the streetlight being confused, turning on and then seeing its own shadow and turning back off. It's possible. Okay, rings. Doom touch. We'll call it a rare. Alright, I think that's that for these. Exploder 2. Okay. Close the weapon tree. Open the charms. Skiller. Okay. Maxer. There's one. There's one. Okay, and then all the other charms go in here. Okay. Socket filler, jewels. These are for crafting. Are there any rare ones in here? Yes. So jewel rare. The reason for separating the rare jewels out, they might get re-rolled in 1.08. In 1.08, the rare jewels can get 6 affixes. But the rest of these, the magic ones, are pretty much all crafting ones. Runes. A through E2. Oops. I touched the microphone. I forgot to bring my mask to work today, so I got sunburned pretty badly on my neck. But I put some aloe cream on it. So hopefully I don't peel too badly. Okay, that will be lightning, not the street light. Happened again. Been having rain here all week. Mm. Po, po, po. Okay, Ral goes in here. And then S+2. And then the gems. And then bed. Amethyst. Okay, I won't need to make Amethyst 5 tonight, but maybe next time I mule off, or not mule off, sort stashes. Yeah, one more stash sorting stream and a stash sorting video, and then I will move on to whatever is next. Potentially crafting, and otherwise probably playing Classic. Or playing 1.08, the one to Stormspire streams. That's also a possibility.
skull, perfect skull. Okay. I'll go ahead and do those right now since I'm looking at them. Okay, currently 662 perfect skulls. Diamond. Let's see, regular diamond. Flawed diamond. Flawless diamond. Hmm. I suppose technically I could probably open these as text files and just like copy and paste. But I guess the issue is they're not actually in this order in the text file. So that wouldn't work very well. So yeah, never mind. There may be some way that I could like copy them into Excel and then sort them. Uh, but that's fine. I think that's basically what GoMule is like Excel item sorter. Mm, flawless. Ah, is sapphire? Ruby is next, I think. Yep. And there's less rubies than the other gems because they're used for crafting, for the blood craft recipe, which I do. I was doing blood boots and stopped. I was doing lesser blood gloves and stopped. Now I do blood ring, blood amulet, greater blood weapon, lesser blood weapon, and greater blood glove. Flawless emerald. Oh no. And in general, I will try to use lower tier gems for the crafting, but I'm not super strict about it. Okay. Ruby. Then sapphire, skull, topaz. Sapphire. Skull. Skull 32. What a weird name. I don't know how that happened. It should be Skull 4. That's going to be a fun grind, is cubing up my skulls to flawless skulls and then running Stony Field with 3 or 4 shrines in a row for gem shrines. Amazing. I don't even know if that's more efficient than just farming for flawless skulls, but I'll probably do it anyway. Topaz 4. Hmm. Maybe once I'm done sorting everything, I'll do like a short video that's like the state of my stashes. It'll be like a state of the union, but what's in my stashes. But maybe not. Could be fun. Yeah, so that was I tell V, I tell U, and I tell T. And then next time, I'll either do I tell S on my own as a video, or I tell P on my own as a video, and then do whichever one I didn't do, and I tell R and I tell Q, and then I tell O, which has only 92 items, as the final stream to finish sorting all of my stashes. So that's it for tonight. There will be one more stream of stash sorting and one video of stash sorting. That's hard to say. Anything else? No.